Willkommen zurück. Ihr habt es wahrscheinlich gerade ein bisschen geahnt, wir sind jetzt in der nächsten Lounge, die übrigens super gemütlich ist hier. Das Sofa würde ich am liebsten für mich behalten. Ja? Wir sind in der nächsten Lounge und zwar jetzt bei Splinter Cell Conviction. Neben mir ist der Marc. Ja, und der Marc, der wird mir gleich ein paar interessante Details zum neuen Splinter Cell erzählen. Marc, welcome and nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Can you tell us something about the new Splinter Cell Conviction, the main differences, the new key features of this game in contrast to the previous ones? Yes.
Well, I think that the main difference is that this one is a more action-oriented. It's still a stealth game, it's still a Splinter Cell game, and it has all the feature of a normal Splinter Cell, but it's more action-oriented. It's a little more. The pace is faster. Sam is on a personal quest now, so he's a little more aggressive and he doesn't really obey the rules that he used to obey. So yeah, it's pretty much the main difference.
And can you tell us something about, in general, the story? What is the connection to the previous stories of Splinter Cell, of Sam Fisher? What will happen?
As I was telling you, this time it's more personal. So Sam Fisher used to be an agent for Sir Dechelon, and he quit in this one. So, well, actually at the end of the previous episode, and all that because, well, partly because his daughter was killed in a car accident, and now Sam is looking after answers because he's not exactly sure why she was killed. Was it really an accident, or is there something more behind all that? So yeah, that's his quest, and that's going to be his main motive during the whole game.
Who hired you to kill my daughter?
I can't tell you.
And you changed the look of Sam Fisher extremely. Why did you do that?
Well, Sam always has been through different looks. Like, I mean, in the previous one, he went to prison, so obviously he went bold and kind of mean-looking. This time, he's more. He quitted the agent thing, so he's more of a regular guy, trained regular guy.
It's kind of sex sells for a new game for women, for girls, right? So that they have something to look for. Yeah. You said it's more personal, some kind of action and, of course, stealth. What are the gadgets in this game? In the previous ones, he had the night vision, for example, and what are the new ones, the new special gadgets for maybe kind of agent?
Well, actually, because he's working on his own, he starts with almost no gadget, and he has to improvise to find the tools that he used to have to, like, for example, usually he plays with a snake cam to be able to peek under doors and plan his actions. Right now he doesn't have access to that, at least at the beginning of the game, and so he has to improvise and uses a mirror to look under doors. But as the story unfolds, he will actually meet with his previous old friends, and will get some of the old gadgets that he used to have, and even some new ones. So you don't have the goggles at the beginning, so you don't have the 3 green dots that you would see in all the previous Splinter Cell. But later on, you actually get a new goggles. They're have a little twist because this time you can actually see behind walls and being able to spot your enemies even after 1-2 layers of walls. So that's one of the new gadgets that Sam gets. And, well, there's also some, because most of the intrigues revolves around the EMP, like as a big threat, and so some of the gadget will kind of tap into that as well.
And on the screen I saw something with a black and white look and feel. What's all about?
Well, as I was telling you, Sam no longer has his goggles, but it doesn't mean that he's helpless in the dark. I mean, it's Sam Fisher, he knows what he's doing, and obviously the shadow is still a good place for him to be, and when he is in the shadow, when he's around the darkness, he can still see pretty well, and in order to blend that all nicely into the game and stop playing around with putting the goggles, removing the goggles, putting the goggles like in the previous one, well, this time, as soon as you step into the shadow, everything turns black and white so that it's really clear to you, okay, now you're invisible, now the enemies can't detect you. And on top of that, because you're so trained as an agent, you are even, when you're in the shadow, you're even more accurate when you want to spot enemies, so they remain in color. So they're really easy to spot.
It's combined with a ghost mode, kind of ghost mode, that the latest position.
It's not actually a ghost, it's like, we really wanted you to feel like you are Sam Fisher. So Sam has been trained, he knows all the techniques, he can most of the time predicts the action of the enemy because he knows what's going on in their mind. And in order to display that to the player as well, we are actually displaying the last known position, which means that the last time the enemy saw Sam, you're gonna have a silhouette that indicates this position. So Sam first knows that he actually disappeared and that the enemy doesn't exactly know where he is. Then he knows that's the point where they're gonna attack next. So probably it's better to get the fuck out of here and flank this position to be able to attack them on your turn.
Why did you put all those clues, those hints on the walls in the game? All over the game are those tricks.
It's all about getting more intuitive, and so that people can get easily into the story. So those projected text that you might have seen and those projected movies, they're all here to convey the story, to tell the player what these next objectives are without breaking the flow of the story. And actually, they're kind of they represent Sam's thoughts. So most of the time, it's going to be what Sam wants to do, but it can also be emotional and like portray what Sam is actually feeling right now, so that we make sure that the player feels the same thing.
Ich würde sagen, das ist wirklich interessant. Ein kompletter Unterschied zu den vorherigen Splinter Cell Teilen. An dieser Stelle würde ich auch sagen, thank you very much, Marc,
you're welcome.
für Infos. Und ich würde sagen, wir gehen jetzt erstmal weiter.